Good morning, dear students. Let's start our next topic. Sixth topic, intersectoral flows of chapter 2. Now, what do you mean by intersectoral flows? Each sector of the economy depends on the one another way or the other way. That is called intersectoral dependence, means to depend from one economy sector to another. It is known as intersectoral interdependence. Following were the observation highlighted the intersectoral independence. The household sector depends on the producer sector for the supply of goods and services needed for consumption. The producer sector, whereas the producer sectors depends on the household sector for the supply of factors of production, means that is also known as factor services. These are needed for the production of goods and services. So, in these 2 points we have seen that the household sector depend on producer sector as well as producer sectors would depend on household sector. The government sectors depend on the producer sector as well as household sector for its tax and non-tax revenue. Producers are household dependent on government for administrative services besides law and order and defense. Now, producer sector and household sector again dependent on the government for the administrative purpose such as laws or law and order, defense, etc. Now, intersectoral dependence leads to intersectoral flow either in the form of goods and services or in the form of money. Intersectoral flow in the form of money is called money flow, whereas intersectoral flow in the form of goods or services, that is known as real flow. Following were the brief description for the money flow and the real flow. So, in the above 4 points we have seen there were the 4 sectors: the household sector, producer sector, government sectors. Each and every one would be interdependent among themselves. Now, what do you mean by real flow? Real flows refer to the flow of goods and services among different sectors of economy. Flow of factors, services from household sector to producer sector or to the flow sector. Flow of goods and services from the producer sector to household sector are the example of real flows. Means interdependence of flow of factor services would be done over here. For example, we can take real flows in two sector economy, household sector as well as producer sector, or the firms, we can say as firms also. Now, whatever household sector produces or whatever factors they are giving, the factors like land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, etc., are rendered by the household sectors, directly goes to the producer sector or a firm, then it again move on, means the cycle was going on from producer sector to household sector in the form of good produced and sold by the firm. Now, again household sector would recycle this all process. Now, in that figure you have seen flow of goods sold by the firm to the household, then again flow of factors of services rendered by the household to producers. Both of these flows are known as real factor or real flows. In that, money does not come in the picture. Now, what do you mean by money? Above example was of goods and services. Now, how the money will flow? Money flows refer to the flow of money across the different sectors of the economy. Flow of factor payments by the producer sector to the household sector, or from the household sector to producer sector, are some examples of money flow. For example, look over here. Household sector and producer sectors, or we can say firm, have a intercycle change, means producer factor whatever they are paying to household sector for their goods and services. Now household sector again expense on purchase of goods from the producer sector, means here the money cycle was running over here. So it shows the money flows. Now money flows are opposite to real factor, is it right? Yes, because money flows are in response to the real flows. Response to it, that the household make payment to producers, so that money flows from the household to producer in terms of consumption of expenditure. Likewise, there is a real flow of factors, services from household to producer. It is in response to it that the producer make payment to the household, so that money flows from producer to the household in terms of factor payments.